One name that we know is definitely not coming back this coming season is Carlo Finucci, and I think that was quite a surprise for a lot of people. Had he been part of your plans for this new season?
Of course he was. And Carlo and I, right from kind of the beginning of lockdown, have had a number of conversations. In my mind, I really thought and had hoped that we were going to see Carlo Panucci finish his career in a Fight Flyers uniform. Um, I'd like to think that he kind of thought along the same lines. Carlo kind of cemented himself as our longest serving import, um, and just over the years, really just won over a significant portion of our fan base. I remember the first conversation that him and I had in the summer, and guy who could come up here and be successful. Um, and him and I had some tough conversations that summer because before he even put on the jersey for the first time, he was taking an incredible amount of flack. His resume was picked apart. Um, we were taking some flack for not taking things seriously, apparently. But I'll tell you, that guy came in, he stood up to it, and as he leaves us, probably a lot of people's favorite player out there, and the amount of special moments that he created for the club over the years, you know, they're numerous, and he just every time he gets out there, there's a potential that he could make something happen. That's the on ice stuff. I think even more importantly, and there's been a couple of folk that we've worked with over the years, alongside the likes of like a Russ Moyer, just great people on and off the ice. And I can't say enough good things about Carlo Fanucci.
He's one of these guys that he's not showy, or he's not show offy. He just kind of gets in there and grinds away. And if he's not scoring a goal, then he's setting somebody else up to score a goal. He's kind of sort of sharing that, which is sometimes quite difficult to find, I think, with hockey players.
Yeah, and one of the things that maybe go unnoticed is that over the years he's been one of our top penalty killers, and with the exception of I think I can't remember if you and I dissected it a couple weeks ago about the struggles that we had on the penalty kill at the start of the season, the special teams. We eventually made an adjustment that the coaching staff were happy with, and the players were extremely happy with. They felt very comfortable in it, and we started seeing our numbers moving in a positive direction. And Carlo was, if he was available, he was the first guy going in the ice on that defensive side of things as well. So that side of his game maybe goes overlooked at times because he is a little bit flashy and he can make things happen. And he has that fiery personality. He wears his emotions, right on his face. You can see it when he's coming off, when he's frustrated, when he's happy. And people do like to see that. They see his personality shining through. And I'm very happy for them as a family to be going on to their next challenge. But I was also a little, I wanted to see them back this season. But you know what? We're going to keep in touch, and they'll be friends for the rest of our lives.
And I mean, it's kind of been sort of suggested now that I imagine this is the case, but has the door been left open for him to come back if we get into a situation where we're going to have a full season, the sort of following year?
Oh, of course it would be. And since Carlos left, we've still been in touch. He knows where we stand. We'll be keeping a close eye on him. And you know what? Like, a big part of me wants him to go away and be successful and do all these things. If he decides in the future that he left some things on the table here at the Flyers, and of course we would entertain looking at bringing him back. But you know, it's like a lot of times once a player leaves, we don't see them again. But we certainly wouldn't close the door on a guy of Carlo's character.
And I suppose if nothing else, he's one of two guys that anytime you ask somebody to name an iconic goal, it's either going to be Kyle Haynes scoring the winner in
Yes.
quarterfinal one against Braehead, or Carlo Finucci scoring the overtime winner in the playoff quarterfinals as well.
Of course, and like you just look at the core of those individuals, and some of it is hard work and due diligence. Some of it is luck and looking for a guy at the right being in the right place at the right time. But that core of guys, you know, I mentioned Russ, of course, Kyle Haynes, all those guys that we've had in that kind of nucleus of a group was a very special time for the club, and you know they've produced wonderful moments in that building, and some we'll never forget.
Positive now that we've got a sort of start date for the season. Have you had some more positive conversations with potential returnees and you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think that it hasn't changed from you know the hurdles that the club and the league still face to get over. But you know, we're seeing things move in a positive direction here in the UK. I think, you know, players from the outside, hopefully hearing a lot more positive news stories, you know, about the state of, you know, where we are in this pandemic, and guys getting a lot more confident about talking about, you know, coming to the UK and playing a season, albeit a shortened one. You know, the UK is held in fine regard by a whole ton of players out there, and there's plenty of guys. And you know, it's up to Jeff and I to make sure that we get the right group in and move back up to the table where we feel that we belong and can compete.